Hi everyone, this is Joyce. Well, today it's Saturday and I'm just relaxing on the porch, and I thought I would take a minute. I've been talking about these boxes that I use to keep track of ideas that I got from watching YouTube or from the Stay Creative Crafting Circle. I hope you don't mind the background music. I'm outside on the porch and it's kind of overcast, rainy day, so I can hear the creek and I can hear the birds and I hear my fountain running, and it's very noisy, but it's relaxing. And so I thought, hey, let's just spend a little time going through these cards. We need a little something in the background because these are really kind of boring, but they're fun, and I think maybe it's an idea that you could use. I don't know. I like the hands-on and I like paper. I like the old way. You know, many people use their phones to store everything, every bit of information. I just don't know, but I can't find it always, like really quickly. And I just always used index cards. My grandma, she would write notes on them. My mom, I would always take these to the nursing home. I had them in my purse all the time. When we wanted to scribble something down, you know, if she watched a show that she wanted me to watch, or a song or some kind of a thing that she didn't want to lose in her memory, she's not going to be able to, you know, grab the iPad. She couldn't even hardly use it. So I don't know. We're kind of hardwired, I think, in our brain. They say when you write things down, it's more likely that you're going to remember it than if you type it in somewhere. So I'm going with that. And what I want to show you is my 3 boxes that I store all of my ideas in. Okay, so this box here, I'm not going to read it because I know you can see it very clearly, but this was one of the only box I had at one point when I started junk journaling a few years ago, a couple of years ago. I got to use these boxes as I found I was forgetting where I saw something. I think I paid 69 cents. This was a mug that said Brave. It's cute, huh? But I just bought it for the box. And so I would put like templates maybe. This is my recipe from yesterday. Past couple days I've been making papers with avocado dyes, and so look for that video. But that's my recipe, so I don't forget how I did it. And because after I did it, I was like, uh-oh, did I use brown food coloring first, or did I use yellow food coloring first, you know? So, yeah. Well then, okay, so a while back I did a little heart, a red heart, and I crocheted it, and it took me forever, but this is how I did it. This was a how to crochet a heart in just 2 minutes at Hooked by Robin. And I've got to write on here, this was YouTube, because sometimes things I find are on Instagram or in the creative circle. Okay. So that's how I do it. And I'll file that later. I have a whole pile here to file. Here's another one. I like making trinkets, maybe for a tassel. So I'll go to Seven Plaza and look up the video warning. After this video, you'll never throw anything away again. So now, you know, I might find another video that's the best one for trinkets. But a lot of times I write at the top, so when I'm looking through the file, I just go right to the word trinket. Because, you know, when you're trying to alphabetically look for something, you know, none of that's in this title. All right. But that was what I pulled from that video. That was my favorite part. So here we go. Ta-da! We're going to go with the first box. Bring it down here. I want to make sure that I'm in frame. Let me see. I'm going to stand up for a minute. So these are just like, okay, they're alphabetical. And this gives you ideas for acrylic ink, alcohol ink. If I'm using, let's say I want an art journal and I want all those different colors and somebody's already done it. So that's what I found here. Or astronomy. I have saved a lot of things to do, like a space theme journal. But then again, I probably filed it under S for space, knowing me. Bags, paper bags, beach theme, birds, black papers, blue, butterflies. Yeah. Okay, bohemian, boho, that's under B. Wow, C is really stuffed. So in C, I've got cardboard, I've got Christmas. That's probably why it's so full. It's all Christmassy. And coffee themed. Got that in here. And we've got corners, how to make metal corners, or how to do, let's see, covers. Maybe craft room organization. Yeah, that's what this looks like. It's becoming mostly craft room. Chipboard, using chipboard. That's out of order. Chunky journal. Cheesecloth. Okay, those need a little bit of alphabetizing. But, you know. And then D, dandelions. I have collected things to make a dandelion journal. Denim. Dollies. Using doilies, I mean. And dollies. Dyed paper. What else? And here's a recipe. Joyce's recipe for baking lattice paper. So that's a dye. And then using party streamers to dye paper. I will never recommend that. I've done that. That did not work. Kool-Aid dyeing. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much that. E. What's in E? E is embossing. E is embellishments. Envelopes. Let's see, yeah, envelopes, ephemera, right? Okay, so that's that, and that's one box. Okay, and then in the second box, we have under F, why is there so many? So we've got fall, and we have farm theme. Folders, how to use file folders, right? How to make flowers. And French blue, had a dye that I came up with. Fussy cutting. I didn't come up with the dye. It was on a RIT recipe list on the internet. Okay, so then we've got under G, we have gel printing, gingerbread house, gingerbread, grungy. Okay, and under H, what do we have under H? A very small list. Hankies, using hankies, right? Because, you know, vintage hankies look great. I, we have images, how to use, like maps and things. Ink. Yeah, how to use inks. You know, I didn't know at one point, I didn't know distress oxides and inks, distress inks were different. So, and then we're under J for like July theme, junk journal theme, you know, like just basic junk journal. It's just a junk journal. There's just no, it's just random, right? And let's see what else is in here. It's just basic junk journal stuff. Just basic junk journal, looks like. Yep. All right. And then under K, what do I have? Kool-Aid dyeing. And this is the first person I ever watched. This is the very first card probably ever made. And this is how you make Kool-Aid dyed paper. And her books, I've bought a couple. She gave me a couple of scripture journals that are just gorgeous. And I've given a couple to friends. And I'm not sure she's still out there. But that's how I got interested. I thought I want to do that. So that was the first person I ever saw do junk journals. Okay, and then we've got, what letter are we under? L? And remember, this is just rough, right? Because this is sometimes sitting on the couch. Faux leather. Leaves. Things to do with Lily of the Valley, because I'm going to do Lily of the Valley theme journal. I just have a stack of things downstairs, and they're all ready for journals. I just need to have the time. Master boards, mermaids, magazines. Oh, what else? Then it goes into, it's mostly mermaid. I have seen the word ocean in here a lot, and it should be under O, but I guess because it ended up having a lot of mermaids in it. And then here is N. MC has nothing. So this is napkins, how to decoupage napkins. Oh, what else do I have? Oops, that's a leaf. One slipped in. So I don't know. This probably needs to be cleaned out. And then the last box is this fun one. And I'd like to have them all in boxes that are fun, but I haven't seen any more. This one is under O. This is ocean. Those probably all be ocean. Yeah. So that's ocean. And P. What other kind of things do I have here? Remember, these are all videos, and like, you know, I'll put YouTube and I'll put who I saw do these things. I'm just going to flip through this time. Paper clips, paper, inky paper, painty papers, you know, page tabs, paper clips again, pink theme, pockets, how to make pockets, yeah. And then, what else? I guess printing, patchwork look, yeah. And then Q will probably have nothing. R is ribbons, using ribbons. Rolodex cards. I love to use Rolodex cards. Making ruffles. We're almost done. S has a lot in it. And it'll be S. S, S, S. Well, scriptures. That's why I'm seeing a lot of, I was seeing some scriptures on there. Yes, scripture, using scriptures. The C, sewing, shabby chic, signature snowflakes, stamping, steampunk, stencils, right? Okay, and that's S. And we're almost there. T, what's in T? I wonder. T should be for treasure, right? T is for tags, turquoise, tags, tape, making faux tape, and tickets, using tickets, toilet paper rolls, trash. I love trash journals. Love, love, love. And UV for Valentine. Yeah, and there's that heart crochet. There's the full directions. Oops. I wrote it out. Vellum. Vintage. And then the last section, well, because XYZ might have yo-yo, how to make a yo-yo. I have to make a card, and I'm going to put it behind here. But this is all XYZ back here are the addresses of people, how to get to the place, Scrap It Up. When I first went there, that's the place that people donate their crafty stuff. And then I'll also have passwords and stuff. But this is how to make a wallet journal using washi tape, waxed paper or wax sealing pages, window envelopes, winter themes, woodland theme, whimsical, and I realized that was out of order. Okay. Writing board. So you're getting the idea. That's kind of how I do. So I hope that maybe this will help you to do the same. So as a collector, I like to collect things, and now I'm like collecting ideas too, I guess. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.